Hello, this is Jordan, and this is your precious metals market update. Today is Tuesday, March 31st, 2015. And today we're going to have a shorter video just consisting of this one slide where we have the daily candle chart of gold on top and we have the bar chart of the HUI Gold Bugs index at the bottom. Now, going back to last week, we noted targets for gold and silver of initial targets of around 1220 for gold, 17.5 for silver. The other targets were 18.5 for silver and 1240 for gold. Gold and silver rallied up to those initial targets and then reversed course, and we've seen a sell-off over the last couple days since that point. And with respect to the very, very short term, we're looking at kind of a 50-50 situation. Gold here has important support at 1175 to 1180. The negative scenario is if gold were to close below that support, we would see it test 1140 and perhaps make new lows. Couple reasons why we could see that happen. Number one, look at the yellow there. The decline into the October low, very similar to the decline into the March low. The rebounds both rebounded up to their 50-day moving average and then reverse course pretty strongly. So be wary of that. I mean, if gold continues to decline and doesn't get a bounce anywhere, we could see it break to a new low, perhaps 1080 to 1100. Now, the other scenario is gold probably bounces here, which I'm leaning to, yet the market is still pretty weak. So a bounce here, I would be really surprised if gold rallied much over 1200, but the 50-day moving average is there at 1216. So if we do get a bounce, look for a range of 1180 to 1215 in the very, very short term. But again, I mean, it's only a bounce and not the start of anything bullish. It would give you an opportunity to get a lot more defensive. Now, turning to the gold stocks below, the HUI closed just below 160 today. It is at trendline support, so I would look for the HUI to bounce. 180 is a very strong target. We can see the 50-day moving average is at 183 and declining, so that figures to go below 180 in the next week or two. The trend line there, the red resistance trend line, that's going to come into play below 180. So I could see the HUI rallying to 170 or maybe even a little bit higher than that, but I wouldn't confuse that as bullish action. The big picture here is we're still looking very bearish and things just look ominous for the weeks and months ahead. Any rebound or rally, especially immediately from here, is going to be an opportunity, in my opinion, to get more defensive. One thing I note with gold is the COT data, which was as of last Tuesday, shows a net speculative position of 12% of open interest. Going back the last 2 years, the three important lows were at 6%, 6%, and 10%. So that is something to consider. That could be a reason where we see gold possibly hold up for a week or two, kind of put in a bearish consolidation where we see shorts taking profits and speculators taking profits and so on and so forth. But at the same time, that data came before we saw gold rally to 1220 up there at the 50-day moving average and then reverse course. So the COT is backward looking. I mean, sentiment is not bearish enough right now for a big rally to take place, and at the same time, it's not bearish enough to preclude that gold could break below 1175 to 1180 and sell off down to 1140. So there you go. That's the outlook for today. I'm leaning towards at least maybe a bounce in the next couple days. I think that's possible, and then that could set up, maybe the next move lower. Perhaps that starts the second week of April. But again, that's just a guess. Big picture still remains bearish, and you really have to be defensive here because if we see gold break to a new low, the chance it's going to go to 1,000 looks very good. And what is probably going to lead that is going to be the HUI Gold Bugs Index having a weekly close below 152 or 155. I think that's probably going to happen before gold starts to break lower. And that would be an indication that we're going to see things go much lower in the precious metals complex. And so that's the bad news, is that we could get very ugly sell-off in the weeks and months ahead. But the good news is, if you protect yourself right now and you're very defensive and you just wait a couple months, there are going to be some fantastic opportunities in the months ahead to buy miners and metals at potential bear market bottoms. That's all for now. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you again next week.